What is wrong with some people? Where did this abomination of an idea come from? And the better question is, what is it about these freaky hybrids that has made them so popular that they have 4 movies now? Is it the human thing? Is that what you want to see? You want to see your favorite characters humanized? Well then, the world of the internet, that is just what you're going to get!
Greetings the world of the internet, I am the great Matthew Squeak, and this is Squirrel Talk Review. Do not be alarmed by my appearance, my loyal subjects, for what you see before you today is the latest in robotic humanoid impersonators. You may have seen some of these older models in the media as of late. I assure you that I am perfectly safe operating this device from within. What does this blinky red light mean? I find it rather obnoxious. Okay, it stopped. Where was I? Oh yes, I have given the public what is demanded, humanization! And now I shall give it what else the public has demanded, Equestria girls! Begin the review! My arm has stopped working. Maintenance! So whatever they were on when they first came up with this bizarre idea of turning the ponies human, they must have indulged some more in order to continue their success to make a 4th movie. Yes, there's 4 of these things now. Will it be just as cliched and terrifying as its predecessors? Let's find out. My arm is still not working.
No, it can't be. It isn't true.
Oh no, it's true. We're really watching this. It's the day of the camping trip, and our purple sleeping beauty is... well, just let yourselves in, why don't you?
No! I can't believe I overslept!
Funny, as if this other dimensional Twilight is anything like her pony counterpart, you'd think she'd be one to overpack a week in advance. It's completely unbelievable, like some sort of dream. What do you know, it is in fact a dream, as the Purple Princess is plagued by nightmares of her... less than professional self. Also, trying to sleep in your dreams. I've done that. Total jip of a good sleep. If this ever happens to you, seek out your local Sandman and get your sleep back. Well, we've wasted a minute of time with a dream sequence, and the actual movie starts with one of those high and mighty we know everything because we're practically God speeches from the principals. But the better question here is, if these 2 are here, then this is either an awfully strange way to spend your summer vacation, or who the heck is running the rest of the school right now?
Who's excited for Camp Everfree?
Yay! Sarcastic arm waving. My arm is working again. Time for the opening and our first song.
Will you be lost by time or be part of history? Will your story be told or remain a mystery? Will they sing your song telling all that you have?
Maybe not as flashy as previous openings, opting for a more subtle, natural feel, fitting with the theme of the movie. And, okay, the song kind of rocks. But the opening songs usually do. Now at Camp Everfree.
You want to see all the adorable woodland creatures too? Yeah, specifically squirrels. More specifically, so I can chase them.
And since you are other dimensional Spike, I will not hesitate to dropkick you with my new boots. Which reminds me, now with this new suit, I feel much more empowered, and I have choice actions for a certain neighbor's dog that has been harassing me as of late.
Prepare yourself, you stupid mutt, for my glorious boots. Stupid inferior human arms.
Perhaps I shall stick with the reveals.
I'm gonna make my own shelter, forage for food.
You know they provide us with food and tents, right?
Wait, is that pants? Is she wearing pants? So is Rarity. So is everyone. I was beginning to think that dresses were required to be worn at all times, no matter how ridiculous they looked. Well, except for Fluttershy. But I don't think Fluttershy can ever not look cute. Was that on camera? That is to be edited out.
Here you go, Twilight.
Well, at least they're getting this out of the way early. You've heard it all before. Flashy here has no reason to exist in the first place and hasn't done anything plot-related since movie 1. And keeping with that tradition, he still doesn't have anything to do. He's just there. And you'd think after 2 movies with nothing to do, you'd think they'd find a way to throw this waste of animation down a rabbit hole somewhere.
Hi, everyone! If you could start heading to the courtyard, that would be rad!
Whatever you say, not creepy at all voice coming over the loudspeakers. We meet the camp counselors, the I will murder you while you sleep with kindness Daisy and her more sane brother Timber Spruce.
You're free to do whatever you like here.
Except hike near the rock quarry. That's off limits.
Yes, because there is definitely not some kind of supernatural entity that is worth investigating over there. So the camp starts how many camps start? An opening suggestion rally. Yay!
Me? Oh, a fashion show where I design the most fabulous camp looks inspired by today's hottest trends and have them modeled by my classmates in a gorgeous outdoor setting.
1, of course that would be your suggestion, and 2, how much stuff did you bring? Did you have another car delivering a batch of supplies just in case you could do this? Now with the opening prep rally done, they started handing out tent assignments, and that's where boy meets girl.
Yeah, but they're mostly blue. That's why they're named after the Latin word spherus. That means blue.
I know, but did you know that sapphires are just rubies without chromium?
No.
I have both the urge to yawn and go ah at the same time.
Oh, gross loser love. I always knew you 2 geeks would end up together.
But it does bring up a bit of a red flag though, as can teens own and run camps? Because if they can't, we have a bit of a situation here. If it was their parents that owned and ran the place, and he just helps out like a summer job sort of thing, that'd be one thing. But it's clearly indicated that they own and run the camp themselves. So I choose to believe that Daisy is older than she looks, and her little brother helps out. That's much better. And right before you can say, not another cliched storyline, Mr. Filthy Rich shows up, who is definitely not threatening to purchase and tear down the camp that may or may not be out of money / being terrorized by some kind of mythological monster. It is like the opening to a Scooby-Doo movie. It actually is an opening to a Scooby-Doo movie, and this one is actually a really good one, I highly recommend it. So with not yet a mystery on our hands...
Ooh. That was weird back there, right?
Yes, most people wait until it's dark to go woo into flashlights. That's not the only weird thing going on.
I could have sworn I packed it.
Found it!
Witch!
How is this possible?
I can't believe this. It's amazing.
That was freaky enough to warrant a mystery.
Can we just not talk about it? And could you please not bring this whole levitating thing up to the others?
Darn. No, we're going to ignore these additional signs of freakiness because we have more boy craziness to get to.
Guess I can't get too jealous, right? After all, she isn't my Twilight. Not that the other Twilight was mine.
And, you know, a horse.
But your Twilight is a princess in Equestria. Hate to break it to you, but that's where she's gonna spend most of her time.
Or, you know, pack all your bags and go through the portal. It's not like it only opens every 1,000 years or whatever. Anymore.
Sorry.
So it turns out the dock is condemned, canceling all water-based activities until the campers decide building a new one can be their service project for the camp.
Building a new dock is definitely it. What do you guys think?
Yay for hard work! And after a long day of non-camp fun, the campers finally settle down to a traditional camp activity of spooky stories around the campfire.
Down and realized she was wearing purple socks with a burgundy dress!
Well, that doesn't sound that. Get to the way! Get to the way!
It's time I told you about the legend of Gaia Everfree.
So, the title should not be Legend of Everfree, but the Legend of Gaia Everfree. Okay, now it makes much more sense. We learn about the history of the camp via spooky story, as how the camp founders came to face with a not-so-friendly resident of the camp, Gaia Everfree. The founders beg her to let them build their camp, instead of sparing their lives. That'd be what I would ask for if I encountered something like this. And the funny thing is, it works! Begging for a camp works. No deals, no escapes, or showdowns that you might hear in an actual spooky story, but
warned them that they would not be able to keep it forever. Someday she would return and reclaim the forest as her own.
then why didn't she smite them down right there?
Fine, I'll kill you later.
How about I tell you the real story of the Gaia Everfree? Everfree didn't like people on her land, so she threatened them to get lost. It worked at first, but then the founders realized that the only power she had was the ability to make sparkles come out of her butt. They then proceeded to build their camp, ignoring everything she said before Everfree eventually grumbled and left. The end. So, we've got the obvious not the villain, the monster terrorizing the camp. So
is Gaia Everfree!
Hey, guys!
Damn.
Sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
Then why'd you come out of the bushes?
What do you think she was doing in the bushes?
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
More magical hijinks ensure, and...
Are you okay?
Yeah, it was so weird. We were stuck in the middle of the lake with no wind. Then all of a sudden, BAM! The wind picked up and we were pushed right into the dock.
I guess we're rebuilding the dock. Again. And we finally get a musical number.
It was a world I understood. I didn't know what I didn't know, and life seemed pretty good.
It's... Is this the right gesture? I have never been able to make this gesture for some reason. Twilight is still worked up over that her Mr. Hyde, aka Midnight Sparkle, cool supervillain name by the way, is still in her somewhere. But never fear, this eye candy is here.
Oh, hi. What are you doing here?
Looking for you.
Oh.
Okay, it was cute at first, but flirting seems to be taking up half the movie. And...
I've never told that to anyone. You must be special. And not just because you have a tree branch in your hair.
Ugh, how long has that been in there?
Not long. Just the whole time we were talking.
Well, why didn't you say something?
Darn it, at least two still aren't adorable! Timbers may be the final A replacement for the last insert boy to be crushed on here stereotype, and he may still kind of fall into that category, but we can see that a lot more thought and care went into the character's creation. Instead of the stereotypical jock that every girl falls for in these movies, they made him more of a nerdy egghead. And instead of solely existing to be crushed on, he has important roles to the story. He's a counselor, a supportive brother, a potential suspect. Wait, what was that last one?
Legit, huh? I think we just found our Gaia Everfree.
Yes!
But it looks like we found ourselves a mystery.
But first we have to get back to the other campers where strange things are continuing to happen. Applejack has a sudden burst of strength, Rarity throws a diamond thing around, and Pinkie Pie can do this.
I was just tossing sprinkles to Fluttershy when all of a sudden they glowed pink and exploded! Just like that!
Weaponizing sprinkles. Why did I not think of that one? So if we're following this correctly, we've got super strength, shields, telekinesis, death by sprinkles. I guess we're playing superheroes now.
Can you feel it? You guys, do you feel this? Our origin story begins.
Rainbow Dash does exactly what you'd think she'd do, and Fluttershy...
Did you just talk? But I don't speak chirp. Well, I don't know if you're the only bird I can understand. Oh no, please don't call for your friends. It's nice to meet all of you, too.
Birds are jerks, by the way. They always hog all the food at the squirrel feeders down at the park. Which reminds me of something I need to take care of.
Hiya! Get out of here! Get out of here! Beat it! Scram! Save some for the superior species!
So back to the... Wait a minute. What does Shimmer do?
It started last night. When I touch people, it's like I can feel what they're feeling and see their memories.
Ooh, fancy! Try me!
Bad idea! Bad idea! Bad idea! Bad idea!
Try me!
Maintenance! Auditory systems check. Visual aid check. Okay, we are back.
Yes, and those repairs cost us the last of our resources, so I urge you to avoid overloading the system again.
Will do, Professor. Now that our gals have discovered their superpowers, they will no doubt unite to form a superhero. They're not doing that, are they?
Maybe we forget about this new magic for a bit and just try to focus on enjoying our time at camp.
Yep, determined to have a nice, normal camp, they've decided to ignore their budding powers to behave like average, everyday teenagers. But unlike certain other superheroes that try to ignore their powers, it actually results into some rather funny antics.
That is, if Rainbow Dash would hurry up and bring me more wood.
I can't go any faster!
I don't want to end up in the woods again. Don't be silly.
Really?
Thus they decide to screw walking slow and tapping nails and full-on embrace their powers. Now with strength, speed, death sprinkles, and animal assistance, they can build a dock in no time flat. But wait, Shimmer can only read minds. What can she do in all of this?
Yeah, musical accompaniment.
Heck yeah!
So you have magic, and it's not that great. But when it found you, you know it was fate. And it might seem scary now, but it can be wonderful too.
So with the new dock in place, it's time to do some actual investigative work into the strange happenings at camp.
Ah, this is all too much for you. You have to let it go.
I knew it. He wants her to get rid of the camp.
Well, enough of that. Fleshy Sentry here has finally realized that his one and only purpose has been replaced by someone else. And if he doesn't hurry up and get another girl to crush on him, his days in Equestria girls is numbered. But do not worry, Flash Sentry fans, as it turns out he has some brains to go with his looks, as he's figured out that A. Sunset Shimmer is technically the main character now, which fits with his specific criteria to exist. And B, she's also technically a pony, which fits his apparently freaky pony fetish.
Look, maybe you and me, we could start over as friends.
Sounds great. I gotta go.
Cool. Yeah, I want to start over later too.
Don't worry, dude. There's literally dozens of these cliched high school drama movies made every year. I'm sure you can find employment elsewhere. So now that the movie has finally reached the final third, Sunset Shimmer now decides it's time to start playing Nancy Drew, and tracks suspect number 1 to the rock quarry. You know, that place at the beginning they were told not to go because it definitely didn't have anything suspicious going on down there. So instead of gathering together all of her new super friends to confront the villain, she calls the one person that doesn't want to use her powers in order to face off against whatever supernatural entity is living in the cave. So the mind reader and the reluctant telekinetic go in to confront Timbers, but surprise!
It's all me.
And thanks to a little mind reading, we get our villain's backstory. And it was that cliched bit from Filthy Rich, Camp Everfree is broke and is going to close if something isn't done to stop it. Fortunately, a little magic just pops in one day, and Daisy is using her newfound nature powers to make the camp all it can be. And is it just me, or is this a really long flashback?
Yada yada yada. Yammering. I mean, the guy has me on a platter, and he won't shut up.
Blah blah blah. Long story short, her powers aren't the easiest thing to control, and she's only been making things worse. And after repeating everything we learned in the flashback, Daisy decides to unleash full Everfree onto the camp. by turning into this impressive piece of work.
I know what I need to do, but I feel like we're not on the same page.
Dark colors? Check. Intimidating display? Check. Crazy hair? Check. Supervillain song? Also check.
I have waited for the day to send this greedy wolf away. Now the magic is my salvation. Gather close in my protection.
Creepy, catchy, and awesome. But let's face it, villains always get the cooler songs anyway. I want one of those. Back at the cave, Twilight and Shimmer find the entrance has been blocked by Everfree. Gee, if only we knew someone with super strength we could have called before going into the suspicious cave full of big heavy rocks. Also, how did Timbers get out? The girls clearly followed him in here, and the next time we see him is spontaneously back at camp. I guess he's developing teleportation powers. Anyway, Twilight finally unleashes her powers, and she and Shimmer go running to the rescue. Good thing too, as their friends, now donning their freaky hybridness, aren't doing too well against their first supervillain.
Gloriosa, let's just think about this for a moment, shall we? I mean, I think Camp Everfree is absolutely delightful, but I just don't know that I'm quite ready to give up my weekly trips to the spa. To the spa? To the spa!
I guess she really hates spas. Also, Shimmer hybridifies for some reason, just so she can fit in with all the other freaks. And it all comes down to the master of magic, Twilight, to face off against the angry spawn of nature. But first she needs to conquer some inner demons.
You are in charge!
You are a light, darling! A force for We're here for you, Twilight!
And Twilight, suddenly knowing how to fly, soars in and takes the enchanted necklace that was causing all their problems, just like what they should have done with the Sirens a couple movies ago. And without that necklace, Everfree loses all her power. Now you'd think it'd be over. A few cheesy lines, an appreciation of friendship.
Yeah, friendship and flowers and ponies and blue.
But no, the magical necklace splits into fragments, and does this. Why are you cutting back to me? Are you expecting some kind of freak out? They actually look pretty good. Surprise, surprise, yes. These new ultimate forms, I guess we'll call them that, have done quite a bit to normalize their appearance. They may still have the ears, but amazing what lopping off those strange tails do to improve the design. And with their new magical girl powers, they nuke the cheese out of the cursed vines and turn everything back to normal. We get some more cheesy dialogue as this was magic we were always meant to have, but finding no explanation as to what or where these things came from. And I know I made this joke earlier, but I guess superheroes really are the direction they're going with here. Superpowers, super outfits, secret identities, yeah, they'll work on that one. So now you'd think it'd be over, but no, it's still not over. Remember that cliched plot that's been spinning around since the background? We can't end My Little Pony anything with the camp getting purchased and torn down.
Like a fundraiser? Or a ball? Our band could play!
Ask Patreons and former campers for emergency funding? Nah, let's hold a last-minute fundraiser ball in a cave in the middle of the wilderness, inviting everyone and hoping nobody had plans for that evening. And thanks to super-powered pony girls, it works! Because screw reality, this is My Little Pony. Of course it works. And this scene is played over by, well, the cheesiest song of the movie. So Camp Everfree is saved. Filthy Rich doesn't even get any more lines. He just leaves, like he cares even less about these cliched subplot than we did. So the girls are superheroes, the camp is safe. What am I missing? Oh, the most important thing in any girls' movie. The romantic angle.
Cool, yeah, I want to sort of...
No, he's already used up all of his lines.
And here I was hoping we'd still be able to hang out. Maybe get dinner and catch a movie?
Yeah, I'd really like that.
Oh, good. I was hoping that's what this meant.
Sorry.
Yes, we're still not certain about everyone's ages here, so we need more time before we can okay this. So that was the legend of... Well, that takes care of that. That was the legend of Everfree. Excuse me, the legend of Gaia Everfree. And it was... You know what? I'm not going to say any more. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and this is Squirrel Talk Review. Oh, come on. Don't make me say it. I don't want to say it. I don't know what will happen if I say it. Okay. The legend of Everfree is... good! It's true!
I honestly can't believe I'm saying it myself, but the Equestria Girls, The Legend of Everfree, is actually good. Is it just good because I'm comparing it to its predecessors? Maybe, but that's not to say that there isn't some clear effort thrown into this. It's as if Everfree sat down and watched the prior Equestria Girls, took notes on what was wrong with them, and strived to correct them. Main complaint of the first Equestria Girls? It was too much of a cut-and-paste high school drama trope. This one has superpowers, inner demons, magic, and mystery, and even though it does have a cliched background plot, it puts it far into the background, letting more important plots shine in the foreground. The main complaint I had with Rainbow Rocks was that the girls were trying way too hard to be their own stereotypes as they kept ignoring the obvious solutions to deal with the sirens. Want to save the world? Oh, who has time for that? We need to focus on fashion, center of attention, and fun. Here the characters are much more balanced. They still exhibit their characteristics, but not to the point where they're ignoring the plot. Finally, Friendship Games had this magic is real, oh wait, it's not feel to it. Don't freak out, anyone. This is a very normal, non-magical occurrence. Here, magic is incorporated into the world. Not the most common thing you'll run into, but at least we don't have people constantly telling us magic isn't real when it clearly is. It has gotten to the point where this actually feels like a My Little Pony episode. Yeah, that's how far this has come. What? The suit is broken. We're almost done. I'm not going to trigger another commercial break to fix it. Want some more reasons? It has fixed some of the underlying problems from the beginning. Boy Crush here has been replaced with Boy Crush 2.0, who has way more character and purpose, which leads to much more adorableness. And finally, these freaky hybrids have been freaking me out since movie 1. But look at these things. Far more tuned down and balanced. And they look cool. Fitting for some super magical girls. Everfree had all the heart, humor, and charm we'd come to expect from the best of My Little Pony. It was entertaining. It was fun. The music was catchy, and it just surprised me of how much it tried to make a good movie. And by no means a perfect movie, it's certainly one My Little Pony fans can enjoy. So, dare I say it, if you've ever been curious about what this whole Equestria Girl thing is all about, I recommend checking out The Legend of Everfree. I'm the great Matthew Squeak, and this had better be the last one of these. I'm serious. I don't care if this one was good. I'm seriously done with them. I thank my loyal subjects for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of my new human suit. Also, please support the channel on Patreon. As you saw, the human suit is damaged, and we need funding in order to repair it. Thank you for watching.